Welcome to the Young and the Wrestlers, the Pop Culture's WWE podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Betts, alongside.
I can smell what The Rock is cooking. I'm Jem.
And it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
This show comes at you every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that wrestling conversation, head over to the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/thepopculturists, as well as Discord channel. Links are in the description below. You can also email us if you want to as well. What was next? If you want to show the love of pop culture on your body, probably head to popculture.com/shop. We can buy shirts, unlike either of these, with this and other assorted shit with our logos on it. Mm-hmm. We are also on Twitch, twitch.tv/thepopculturists. Now, something that we discussed a moment ago.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to join us as we record the Young and the Wrestlers on a Thursday evening, Australian time, head over to Patreon, become a Patreon supporter at any level, and you can join the conversation live. For funsies. You too can get your say about how the wrestling happens. Hey, how are you, my man?
I am good. I am very good. I am relaxed. I am ready to talk about what happened this week, because a lot happened this week, but not much.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of lots of nothing.
Yeah.
A lot of Money in the Bank set up, and then other things. That's about it, really.
Yeah.
It was pretty much, it's surprising how much Money in the Bank setup they're doing when the pay-per-view is still literally 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
Like, they're laying the groundwork now, and fuck, we're going to do it within the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly it.
I think it's like 5 or 6 weeks between, I think it's 5 weeks? 5 weeks from Mania through to Money in the Bank. So, very weird that it's such a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. It has been a long time since we last caught up in this room. Anything cool happened over the week?
Not really.
Yeah.
How boring am I?
Yeah. We're adults, man. That's how adulting works. It's just a bunch of boring shit in
same.
between different times.
Yeah, yep. Same routine, different week.
It's brilliant. Love it. But, we always kick things off with RAW.
Yes.
This week, it took place
I believe it was University
in a town, apparently. I don't know. Sure, we'll go with that. University of Kentucky.
I think so.
If it wasn't there, too fucking bad.
Yep.
That's where it is now. It kicks things off with Alexa Bliss. She does walk into the middle of the ring to announce that she's sharing a very special moment of bliss here. Mm-hmm. She's confirming that, what sort of repeat of last year's Money in the Bank, where there is the women's Money in the Bank match. There are 8 competitors in each match, 4 from Raw, 4 from SmackDown. Mm-hmm. Very exciting stuff.
One thing I did notice is she walked out flat foot. Alexa's usually, she's usually in heels. So I was like, ooh, like, is she going to fight somebody?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm announcing the men's, competitors. And I was like, okay, maybe she's not going to fight somebody. I was like, why is Alexa in flats? She's never in flats.
You're coming in a whole 4 inches tall.
Yeah, I know. She's about my size.
Yeah. So she did announce that, she announced the men representatives for Raw, as you mentioned. And they are as follows. Last year's Monster in the Bank, Braun Strowman.
Yes.
Ricochet.
Yes.
Drew McIntyre. And the piece of shit himself. And previous Money in the Bank holder, Baron Corbin.
I do love that she started listing his accolades, and she's like, I'm not gonna list all of this stuff. Baron Corbin. And he's just like, I get it, Alexa. It's a long list. Like, it's fine. I'm gonna be adding again Money in the Bank winner to it. And I was like, oh, just shut up.
Yeah, 2-time Money in the Bank
just shut
winner.
up. And then Ricochet pipes up and he's like, wait, don't you mean 2-time loser? And I was like, oh, Ricochet's on fire.
Because that's true. Although he has, Baron Corbin did win the Money in the Bank. It was 2 years ago, perhaps.
Something like that.
And he cashed in and lost.
Yep. Which, if he does win, I could see it happening again, but I don't think so.
Well, let's take a quick squiz at these now. So,
yes.
So Ricochet, first time. This is his first Money in the Bank match, literally ever.
And he's the smallest competitor.
And he's the smallest dude of these 3 fucking
everyone.
giant men. Drew McIntyre has been in many matches before, but has yet to win. Braun Strowman had one previously, and as has Baron Corbin. Now, if you were to look at these 4, how do you rate them? How do you go? What do you think their contendership is?
I think just because if I had to rate them from 1 to 4, I think at the top of my list would probably be Drew McIntyre, just because he is a lot more composed and put together than anybody else. And then I think Ricochet could come in second, just like, underdog, like that sort of thing. I think maybe Braun Strowman would be my third pick, just because he has won it before. He is very emotionally driven, so I feel like he could get a bit carried away really quickly. And then obviously nobody likes or cares about Baron Corbin, so there's not even a fourth. He's just not on the list. How about you?
This is interesting. So I don't think Braun's in with a shot.
No.
Mostly because we've seen him be wrecked by both Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin before, so that's no surprise there. I think Drew McIntyre is in with a reasonable shot. Like, he does have the most drive at the moment, because he comes out and mentions that, since returning a year ago, he has cleaned up Raw, as he claims, and he still hasn't had any opportunities.
Yes.
And we've seen some random ass fucking people have shots at the belt, and someone that legitimately deserves it, like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I'm very keen to see him have a red hot go, because I think he for some reason, for some reason, he feels he has something to prove. Yeah. I don't think he needs to prove anything. I think everyone knows that Drew McIntyre is bonkers. Yeah. And for that reason is why I'm super excited to see him have a go. Ricochet, he's fresh. So I think that could totally work to his detriment. As you said, he's competing against at least 3 ginormous dudes. So I think that's going to be a problem. So, because for any times, if he gets on that rung, so he gets on that ladder rung, either Braun or Drew could just grab him by the shorts and just fling him off. Yeah. Like, anytime he gets that ladder, it's simple as grab him by the butt, flip him off. And there is no way he can recover from that. Yeah. As in, like, if he tries to grab Drew,
no chance.
Drew's still climbing and he's attached.
Yeah.
And I just love the absolute chaos what would be if Baron won.
Yeah, no, look, I think with Ricochet he's more in with a chance because he does have that high flying ability compared to everyone else. Obviously they're big burly dudes, they're gonna start from the bottom, work their way up. Yeah. He could literally just jump on the top rope and jump to the top of the ladder.
That's
like his athleticism is definitely gonna be something to benefit him, but I think it is also going to be his downfall that it is his first Money in the Bank ladder match. So yeah, it could go anyway, really.
Well, because that's the thing with at least 3, overall, with at least 3 of these people already previous Money in the Bank match competitors. They're going to have a strategy. They know how that works. So like if Ricochet does happen to try be that high flyer guy, I guarantee in previous matches someone's done that. They just pulled, and like now they know they can just pull him out of the sky.
Yeah, that's true.
It's totally a thing. But in order to demonstrate what we're looking at here, there was a bit of discussion between the guys, a bit of tearing on each other, and Braun came out and was like, well, let's give these guys a showcase of what they're going to see at Money in the Bank right now. I'm sick of this shit, man. Yeah. I'm so sick of them being like, here's having the pay-per-view. Want to watch it now? I'm like, no. I want to watch it now because I want to watch it at the pay-per-view. If you show me it now, it completely ruins it for 3 weeks from now.
For me, I beg to differ. I think it was good because it wasn't just, them 4 on each other. It ultimately ended up being a tag match.
Not this match specifically. I meant that trope.
Yes, I get what you mean. But like
this is the thing that WWE do. They force you to watch the same match over and over again, coming to the next pay-per-view. Yeah. And you're like, well, I've seen this 3 times.
Yeah,
I have no stake in this match.
Yeah.
And I know it's to build heat, but you can build heat in other ways, or build hype, I should say, in other ways. I don't want to like. What are we going to next week? Are we going to see, Ricochet and Drew? Like, are they going to do all 40, all X amount of variants of these 4 guys until Money in the Bank?
That's true.
But the one variant we did see tonight, as I said, it was a tag match: Drew and Baron versus Braun and Ricochet.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I liked it. As weird as it sounds, I think, initially I was a bit like, oh, like, here we go. But obviously there was there's a bit of animosity between Drew and Baron. Obviously last week Drew stole Baron stole Drew's pin for the win to take on AJ Styles for that contract against Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank. So there was a bit of animosity there, and Drew did even say that before the match started. He's like, you stole my win. You didn't earn that.
So they keep getting teamed up, though, just because they're...
3-man blend.
They're just aggressive, because they're like... It's like, well, these 2 are aggressive. Let's team them together. Like, these are the heels. We pair them up.
Yes.
I know how fucking... Like, I understand that, it's always face versus baby face versus heels, but, like, Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen this shit.
Yeah.
Seen this shit too many times.
See, for me this week, I was a bit more invested in it because it wasn't just Baron and Drew versus Ricochet and Braun. It was...
Look, don't get me wrong. Ricochet was that little spice on top that kind of added a little bit of flair to it and changed it a little bit. Yeah. And like, not in enough way to make me go, oh, this is something completely different. Yeah. And I have to be like, okay, it's not horrible.
Yeah. See, I think I liked it. And what made me think it's not horrible is the whole animosity between Drew and Baron Corbin. Like, it did end up in, I'm pretty sure, like, Drew dropped Baron and then ended up walking out. Because Baron kept stealing his opportunity. He's like, you know what, fine, have fun with this, and just disappeared. And I was just like, oh, this is getting good. Because I'm obviously sick of seeing that pairing of Drew and Baron. So seeing Drew sort of ultimately turn, I was like, oh, this is getting spicy.
But it did end with Ricochet getting a shooting star press on Baron Corbin for the win.
The win, yes. After a big old power slam from Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Beautiful teamwork on their behalf. Really did.
Yeah, no, it was good. Like, the shooting star press is always cool to watch, and Ricochet, for him, it's almost like he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't even try. He's like,
done.
Like, you know, we've seen people try that press and just eat shit.
Yes.
And he's just, nah.
Very good at it.
Just got it. The gravity defying.
Happy with the outcome. Really did enjoy it. I did.
Do you think that having Ricochet win here is a sign? It's something. Is it the stars aligning, showing us what could happen at Money in the Bank?
I mean, it could be. I think it's more hype building for him. I honestly don't think he'll win. I really do think Drew McIntyre is going to take it out. You know, he has been working so hard. He does have something to prove, and I think he's going to prove that at Money in the Bank. As much as he's the bad guy, I am actually really starting to like him, and I'm kind of rooting for him as that guy. Like, I'm just like, yes, you are the bad guy. Like, you get that, you win that, you do the thing. Like,
see, but the only downside that I'm seeing, that I've noticed recently, and I don't know whether it's the fault of Drew or everyone seems to be getting stronger. Like, Drew's Claymore kick uses to obliterate people. That kick, and they're down, and they are not getting back up. In the last 3 weeks, people have taken Claymores and gotten right back up.
Yeah, Braun eventually got there.
I don't know whether there is some rickety nature in Drew, like he's not putting his all into it anymore, mate. Like, maybe there's a lack of confidence here, or, you know, as these guys are getting stronger and they're picking up on these things. Who knows? Yeah,
well, I did notice, like, that Claymore kick to Braun Strowman outside the ring, like, Drew hit hard. Like, he landed on his ass and he was clutching his back for a long time. Like, he's really put a lot into that. But whether it's just, you know, Braun's just a big guy and can just sort of shake it off after a couple of minutes, who knows? True,
certainly true.
Yeah.
Next, it was another tag team match, because almost every fucking match in this Raw was a tag team match for some reason. It was the Usos
singing their entrance. That was cool.
It was a little off, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
They got in the ring, the music stopped suddenly, and then they were like, and kept going. That was a little bit, but I kind of enjoyed it. It was a bit of fun.
And they were taking on the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, who 3 weeks later, the Superstar Shake-Off hasn't fucking stopped. Yeah, they've come across, so I just wrote on Raw, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really like interested, because they did show a little video package and they were talking about being on Raw now and stuff like that, and, you know, they ripped off the Usos line and the penitentiary line. Ugh. And I was just like, wait, since what? I don't remember you even being mentioned in the shake-up. And I was like, oh, I don't
remember seeing them on TV.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in a long time.
Like, there were some things, we'll get into the match. And I bumped.
Bye.
Like, there were some things on with these guys, because knowing that they were still on SmackDown and Finn was going across to SmackDown, I'm like, fuck yeah. It's been years since all three of these guys have been on the same brand.
Oh, because they're
all part of the club.
Yeah, Bullet Club. Yeah,
so they were Bullet Club in Japan.
Yes.
So for here in fuck this chair so much. For but here in WWE, it's just the club.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen the club be put together. So, but then again, AJ Styles was also part of the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
He is the one that took it away from Finn Balor.
Yes.
So for that reason, I'm thinking I'd like to see that happen. Maybe they're gonna the three of them come together. You know, I'm gonna see a nice two sweet out of nowhere and be really really cool. What do you think of the match?
I enjoyed it. I really do. I find the Usos extremely entertaining until they say that one line that we absolutely dread.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy it. They're really funny to watch, like the way they taunt and the way they just dance around and act a bit stupid, and that like double super kick is just so perfectly timed. Like they're just so well in sync. I really, really do love watching the Usos. I mean, there was a part there where I'm pretty sure Jimmy was the legal man. He was about to jump off the top rope, and Jay went through the middle rope onto, I believe it was Anderson. Gallows was in the ring, and like Jimmy was on the top rope and he watching, and he just sort of nodded his head and then did his little splash thing. Yeah. And I was like, that's cool. Like, that's just that fun little nod to like how cheeky and fun they are. I really, really do. Like, initially I was a bit like, but now I'm really starting to enjoy the Usos. I really enjoy watching them.
Same. I do quite enjoy watching the Usos. Having not seen Gallows and Anderson for a very long time, it's that weird situation of like, I wouldn't say they're rusty because I think they've been doing house shows as well. So they're still certainly around. They're just not getting the TV time.
Yes.
But of course they did take the loss here with double kick. And then a Jimmy Uso getting the splash on, I can't remember who. I think it was Gallows. To get the win.
Yeah, it was definitely Gallows.
Yeah.
I did watch that earlier today.
Then as this all went down though, so as the Gallows and Anderson rolled away, it did. The Usos did grab the mic and said, look, we show, like, because at the start of it, they're like, we're going to show you something special, something you've never seen before. And then we watched the match, and the match was not by the numbers, but it's standard Uso affair, right?
Yes.
So there was nothing crazily different here.
Yes.
So I personally was thinking, like, what sorry, my computer's just fucking yelling at me about iTunes. Not updating fucking iTunes. Yeah, so like it's not everything was sort of by numbers. There was nothing really remarkable here. And they're like, no, we've got something to show you.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a promo.
Yes.
Where there was footage from earlier in the day where the Usos showed the Revival shaving each other's backs.
Yeah, for some reason they're like, oh, we're walking past the showers and we noticed something. Like, have a look at this. And I was like, okay. Manscaping is entirely normal and not to be shamed.
Yeah, like, and they're like, you shave each other's back. Meh, meh, meh. I'm like, are they trying to go like some weird, you guys kiss? Like, is that what they're trying to do here? Like, I don't mean to alarm anyone, but it's fucking 2019.
Yeah.
Like, this shit don't fly anymore.
Yeah. It was very like childish, very childish humor. And
it was childish. It was based around the insinuation that the two were gay.
Yeah.
That's the entire butt of the joke. And I don't see that as funny.
No, I definitely didn't see it funny. I know what they were trying to go for, like, but it totally missed the mark and the joke didn't land at all. And
look, I'm just gonna put it out there because in terms of this episode of Raw is one of the lowest rated Raws. Like, viewership was horrendous. Yeah. It dropped by like 25% or something. I think I'm exaggerating it, but there was a big drop between first hour and second hour. I think this played the part.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think so.
Like, if I wasn't, if I wasn't the fan that I am, then I'd watch all of it, and that we do the show here, that could have been enough to stop me watching.
Yeah, and
I'm not getting all high and mighty, and I'm not all like super like fucking cancel that shit, liberal crazy bullshit. But
think about it before you do it.
It's just that situation of this is not that time. Mm-hmm. Like, back in the day, this could have been that joke. Yeah. But like, even the Revival's response, like, imagine that they have been put on the spot here. Yeah. And then being like, I'm too buff. I'm so buff that I can't reach back there, so I have to get him to help me out. It's not, it's just because I'm too buff. And like, no, man. Like, you guys are buds. You're bros. You help each other out. And this is what it is. And if anything, it shows how these two are more comfortable with their sexuality than like in the Usos, right? Yeah. Granted, one of them's married to Naomi, and whatever. But like, I'm a little disappointed that they couldn't stand there and, proudly be like, nah, we're bros. That's how it works.
And look, I know there's, I think it was like the WrestleMania watch along or something like that. They did this whole scene. Like, I love Dash and Dawson just because, like, they're just so comfortable as mates. They're best friends. They have been for years, and there's no joking about it. Like, I think the way they came out and addressed and said, we're best mates. We've literally got each other's back, even if that means shaving. Like, that was super cool. And like, they're so comfortable with each other. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. They did like the whole Dirty Dancing thing where they do like the run and jump and then she kisses him or whatever. And it was so cheesy. Like they even had like a little peck there and stuff as well. Like it was totally like not weird. It was so just like two mates just having fun. And like as much as like, you know, I hate them, like I actually really do appreciate that connection that they have. And I think, it's one of those things like, you know, the Usos need to think before they act.
Shit like this is why the Revival rejected their latest contract.
Yeah.
Within the last 2 weeks, if not, about 2 weeks, they were offered $550,000 a year for the next 3 years.
Yes.
And they declined it.
And I don't blame them.
This.
Yep, do not blame them because, this was just shitty.
Like, if this is how you're treated in the workplace where people film these videos and then put them up on the world to see, what the fuck is that?
Yep. And everybody
like the Usos, but what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and everybody even reacted saying, like, this is childish and dumb. Like, I saw so many reactions of people like, you know, this is normal. Like, shut up and, like, normalize
and this
it
is this is one of the, like, I know we're going along in the tooth here, but this is a thing that, because I do certainly believe that Revival are out. Once their contract is done, if not sooner, they are out. And we will see them at the likes of All Elite Wrestling.
Yes.
And, you know, Cody, Young Bucks, they're their friends. Like, they're friends of these guys. Even though they have the whole feud of, you know, fuck the Revival and all that sort of stuff, they will be there and they won't be doing this shit.
Exactly.
Even though, like, you know, they've got that competitive nature within them, they are not this petty. They are not this bullshit.
Exactly it. They're definitely bigger than that. And they've definitely got more potential than this, what they're being given.
I certainly agree.
And, I definitely, honestly, I think it'd be in their best interests to move on and hopefully sooner rather than later. And it really disappointed me because I was on such a high with the Usos and then that happened. And
like, don't get me wrong, like, it hasn't taken away, like, I do certainly still think the Usos are probably up there as the best competitors on WWE.
Definitely.
But
it just soured my mood for the night. It soured my mood on them for the night. They were on such a high.
Next up, it was a Miz TV segment with Bobby Lashley with no Lio Rush.
Interesting.
Dash has given me a bit of info on that one.
Ooh.
Allegedly, from what Dash has heard, is that Lio Rush is just bathing in backstage heat right now.
Ooh.
Enough that he may in fact be pushed back to 205.
Oh no.
If not NXT.
Leo. Silly boy.
Yes, it's apparently pissing people off. But yes, so The Miz and Bobby Lashley have a bit of an old chat. Bobby Lashley talks in the third person for some fucking
Bobby
reason.
Lashley talks about Bobby Lashley like Bobby Lashley would.
He knew the Miz would try to get certain angles on him and all this sort of shit. And so he
the
came
Miz
out
did
prepared.
really good with it.
He did.
So I've never actually seen Miz TV yet.
Huh?
I haven't, no. So I found it really interesting to...
I'm positive there's been a Miz TV since we've done this show.
Possibly, but I don't remember. But I was really interested. Like, The Miz was just so... The Miz is always on top of it. He's so witty. He's so quick. He's just a funny dude. And everything he said, I was just like, this is great. Like, I love just listening to you speak. You're going to get your ass kicked right now, but this is so good. Just keep speaking. Because he just kept dragging Bobby into it. And Bobby's just like, well, Bobby Lashley will answer the questions that Bobby Lashley wants to answer. And it was so good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Bobby Lashley can talk for himself. He can. He doesn't need Lio Rush. But Miz was just that one step ahead. And it was so good.
Well, that's the benefit. Miz is a good talker. So he knows how to run them around.
He's good at running his mouth.
And this did all escalate into a match, of course.
Yeah, so Bobby did bring up the whole, like, hey, let's talk about WrestleMania and your dad and what happened. And that obviously caused the Miz to snap and sort of attacked Bobby. Bobby, like, rolled out of the ring and he started throwing chairs at him. The Miz was pissed. I was like,
it was good.
You're going to hurt somebody.
So there was a bit of a solid beatdown. And then Shane McMahon comes in, causes the distraction, does Shane McMahon-y things, and the result, it did cost Miz the win, with Bobby Lashley getting a giant spear on him.
Yeah. So there was obviously that little kerfuffle in the show, and then they make the match official.
Yeah. Of course,
so as they always do, like, you know, somebody has a little scuffle, and now this is an official match after the ad. Like, so it was expected. It was definitely expected. Obviously, Miz did come out in his ring attire, so I was expecting a match.
But he true to Miz, he is always in ring attire.
Oh, like see, I thought he'd do like a suit type
No,
thing.
very rarely does he come out into the ring, for the Miz TV in a suit or anything. As far as I can recall, he normally just comes out in his gear.
Okay, there you go.
It's all part of the, it's all part of the look, right?
Yeah. Okay. See, I didn't know that.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
is
so
my
yeah, there was...
My handwriting is atrocious.
Yeah, so Shane came out. Miz did a really good job of, like, not pulling on that distraction, like not getting too overly done. Like he did have his focus on Bobby Lashley, which was good. Yeah. But yeah, it did get to the point where the minute Shane brought up Miz's dad's photo on the screen, that's when I think Bobby Lashley got a spear.
Yeah, and that's what kind of got the line across. But so during this, Shane does come in the ring similar to what he did last week with Elias. Got some taunts in, got some hits in. Yeah. But Miz did get up and managed to get a couple in there. But then Bobby Lashley did come back in and drop him once again.
Yeah, he did. And then, yeah, Shane ended up like giving him a bit more of a beat down, some weird leg lock thing. Knocked him unconscious. It was like, it's sad that you're unconscious to see this, but what did you say? I can't remember. But yeah, something Shane and taunty and stuff like that. Yeah,
just Shane being Shane. It's just there. Yeah. Next, it was the Viking Raiders versus the Lucha House Party once again in sort of, for some reason, a carbon copy of last week.
Yeah.
Some slight differences, though. Rather than the Viking Raiders coming in and wrecking Lucha House Party before the bell, it went the other way.
Yes.
Lucha House Party came out and started pounding on the Viking Raiders. So... Yes. I don't know whether this... I don't have notes here whether the match ever became official, but it did essentially...
I don't think it did.
Good beat down, yeah.
Oh, wait, it must have, because there was a pin. It must have become official at some point.
There must have been, yeah.
Yeah, so they must have all got in the ring, and then, the match was made official. Yeah, because it was officially Grand Metalik and Kalisto versus the Viking Raiders with Lindsay Dorado ringside.
Yeah.
And yeah, as expected, they got mushed by the Viking Raiders. They got that.
See, that's the thing. Is like the Lucha House Party is shit, and two, like the only way they would have had a minor advantage is doing something dirty tactic like this, because they are three little dudes versus two fucking burly ass dudes.
Yeah, that can literally pick them up.
They
and
can
toss
just
them in the
fuck
air.
them up.
Yeah.
And
that Viking experience is such a good move.
Yeah, so it did end with the Raiders getting the Viking experience on Kalisto, just mushing the fuck out of him.
I love the way they do the pin where, like, I believe it's Eric's on the... Ivar's on the floor with the pin, and Eric's holding him up, like...
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, and then for some reason, like, Lindsay Dorado thinks it's a good idea to get in the ring and try and take out the Viking Raiders on his own.
See, I don't remember his name, so I just wrote some other Lucha House Party fuck tries to jump
Did my research this week.
Flying clothesline off the rope. Yeah, so Ivar jumps off the rope and just wrecks him.
The middle rope that was brutal. Those guys, for bigger dudes, are super athletic.
Yeah, especially Ivar.
Yeah.
It's... That's what just calling him fucking Ivar.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Ivar has certainly got that upper hand, with his little cartwheels and dodging punches.
Yeah, the cartwheel and the clothesline thing was brutal.
And just getting airborne is Ivar's specialty. It's good.
And they did say before the match, as they were entering, they had like a little video package pop up for them having a chat about who they are and what they do. And they're like, the Raiders begun. And I was like, I like that. Bring it on. So,
it was good. It was cool to see them again.
Yes, I'm
disappointed that they have to take on the Lucha House Party.
Yes,
I do certainly think they have a bigger and better shot. I understand it's because they have essentially just come from NXT. They can't just be given a belt shot here, but I think they should be. I think obviously not. Maybe probably not Money in the Bank, but I think whatever's after Money in the Bank, which I think is
would it be SummerSlam?
No, it's Stomping Grounds.
Okay.
So Stomping Grounds is the new replacement to Backlash. So Backlash and Money in the Bank got switched around.
Yes.
With Money in the Bank normally happening in June, Backlash normally in May. They have been flipped around and renamed.
Yes.
Because there's probably not the good idea to call it Backlash when it's 2 weeks after the Saudi Arabia show.
Yeah.
It's Backlash to the Saudi Arabia. No,
yeah.
Not a good idea.
No, more Viking Raiders, please.
Oh, fuck this chair.
Would like to see that.
But yeah, so like I want to see more of them, and I do think within probably 2 months, they're at least having a belt shot.
Oh god, yeah.
Because like when Aleister Black and Ricochet came in, they were having belt shots straight a fucking away.
Yeah.
And I do think these guys are legitimate tag team. Nothing wrong with Aleister Black and Ricochet, of course, but these guys. And we should mention these guys were the fucking NXT champions before they came over. Fuck this chair.
Yeah. They definitely were, and obviously they were competing against the likes of Aleister Black and Ricochet.
They did a takeover before WrestleMania, so we know they can do all right. It's just fucking stupid. Next up, we did get a secondary moment of bliss where Alexa Bliss was to announce the female competitors for Raw in the Money in the Bank match. I'll read them as follows. Then there was some bullshit in between all these.
Yeah,
but
really bad
real
banter.
catty bullshit.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go with the 4 names.
Yes.
Natalia.
Yes.
Dana Brooke.
Uh-huh.
Naomi.
Yes.
And Alexa Bliss.
Of course, Alexa Bliss announced herself. I was expecting that from a mile away. Yeah, obviously Dana Brooke came out with the whole like, everybody gets handed these opportunities and I've had to fight for it. Where, like, we get it, Dana. Stop trying to pull at the heartstrings. You're not doing any favors for yourself. You're just making people find you annoying and sucky.
Yep.
But at the same time, like, I've got a soft spot for Dana. She really is trying, and I'd like to, I'm excited to see her have that opportunity finally.
Yeah.
You know, they did have that angle with her and Natty for a little while there, which went nowhere, which really bummed me out for her because I was like, I want to see more Dana Brooke. I want to know what she's about. Obviously being like, she's built like Natty is, she's obviously going to be a stronger competitor. So I was really excited to see that, but yeah, really bad banter between her and Natty, and then Naomi comes out. I think the only thing I liked was Naomi was like, hey Alexa, how about we give a preview of this match and you and me right here, right now? Because Alexa was being a bit bratty. She was just like, everybody shut up, this is all about me now. And tried to shoo everybody off stage. And initially she was like, no, I don't want to. And I was like, yeah, you tell her. Like, I was so excited. Like, I don't know why I was so excited by that. I was just like, meh, don't want to. I was like, yeah, you fucking tell him. You don't want to, you don't do that.
I do that towards the end. There are always pressured into taking the match. And I did like the idea of being like, no.
No, fucking no. But then I can't remember what Naomi says, but eventually, like, Alexa's just like, oh, fine.
It's like, I'm not wearing the right shoes. These aren't even my shoes. I borrowed these shoes.
Oh, yeah. And Naomi's like, well, I'll beat your shoes on or off. And she's like, fine.
But before we jump into that match, of course, we'll have a look at those 4 candidates. I don't think any 4 of them have a shot.
I don't either.
Like, all this is really doing is showing, aside from Becky and Lacey, the absolute lackluster women's roster on Raw.
That's
like,
true.
if this is the best 4 they can get, what the fuck? Where is Ruby Riott?
Yeah. Where's Beth Phoenix? She's supposed to be wrestling again. Like, yeah, it's pretty disappointing.
Yeah. It's a real shame. Like, Natalia's been around forever, and I'm sure all of them deserve a shot, except for Naomi. I've got Naomi's just come across. Why is she in this spot?
Yeah.
You know, if this is an idea of your earned shot, James is about to break in.
He is.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
This is the first time James has interrupted Young and the Wrestlers, I believe. Yes, buddy. We're recording a show, man. Yeah, we're doing the show.
That was very polite, him saying excuse me.
He does say excuse me. He's very polite.
Yes.
Are you going to go to bed, buddy? What? What are we doing here? We're doing a show. Why are we doing what? Oh, okay. Well, we're going to have to keep going, bud, because we could be here forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Naomi, it's super bizarre that she's been given this shot already. And it's not as if she was in such a strong position prior to coming across to Raw, like from SmackDown. So it's not as if this is, I was working my way up at SmackDown, so I've earned this spot over here. Nah, fuck that noise.
And isn't
Naomi should be out of it. Ruby Riott should be in there.
But isn't Sarah Logan on Raw as well?
Sarah Logan is on Raw.
Yeah, I feel like Sarah Logan should have that opportunity as well. She's a
and
really
they are
strong
separate
competitor.
from the Riot Squad now, so why isn't she there?
Yeah, exactly it. It's a really, really interesting turn of events. I think maybe they're trying to push the lesser known superstars.
But why?
Maybe, but I don't think it's going to work in their
It's
favor.
one of those things like, why push them if they're just going to go into this match and get obliterated?
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that? Like, it's if they're like, look, let's give them a shot for funsies.
Yeah.
Where is the fun in watching them just get beaten?
That's true. I think it's...
Thanks, buddy. Bye.
Bye. I think it's a good way to, I don't know, maybe give them an opportunity just so they can showcase what they've got and if they're worth a push. I think,
You may have to shut that door probably because
Yeah.
he wasn't going to latch that. Is he still there?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, he's still there. I don't know. But yeah, we do end up with a match against Naomi and Alexa, which I was a bit like,
Yeah. So I did finish up with them getting a match. Hey, bud, can you not?
Bye,
I love you and
James.
stuff,
Go to
but
bed, buddy.
can you not? Next up is Bray Wyatt returning with the Firefly Funhouse. I fucking hate this chair so much.
I can tell. You definitely need to go
I
get
hate
yourself a new one.
The gas is broken, and every time I sit on it, it just deflates.
It does.
Either that, or I stick some giant fucking stick to it that just holds it up constantly before I have to throw this chair out the fucking window.
Get yourself a couple of crates. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
2 crates and a cushion.
Yeah, so it's another Firefly Funhouse bit where it started off with him doing a painting.
Yes.
And which was cool to see. He had a beret on. He was getting ready to rock and roll.
I'm loving his new look.
Yeah, I admit, of course.
I'm
He's
really enjoying
rocking
it.
the frumpy sweater stuff again, which is fine. He was talking about the idea of the painting as a way of expressing his suppressed feelings.
Yes.
Suppressed being the very key word there. Not like inner feelings, suppressed. So they are forcibly being pushed down.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes.
So he did show. So we finally saw the rabbit.
Yes.
Rabbit that lives on. It was Rambling Rabbit or something.
Yeah, Rambling
like
Rabbit.
That. We were shown that the picture was of a cabin on fire with a face in it.
Yes, which did look like Abby the Witch's face.
It did indeed. And Abby the Witch did interrupt me and like, hey, I'm trying to like sleep or some shit. And
what's this ruckus? Yeah.
Yeah. No, she's like, look, sorry, please, He's like, along the lines of, you're repeating your bad man shit. And he's like, well, these guys forgive me. Forgive me in the crowd. And like the voice.
Yeah,
what
the kids
are
are like, we forgive you.
Like, yeah, we. And then like comes back and was like, yeah, sorry about Abby. She can be a little bit of a sociopath. And it's like, isn't that the word of the day or something? So the rapper's like, yeah, sociopath.
And they spell it out
Yeah.
and then end it with the whole like, remember my fireflies, I'll light the way and you just have to let me in.
But there's a change in delivery here.
Yeah.
So like last week it was very upbeat and very just let me in. But it was like if you like, it was like a darker tone.
Yeah.
These are brilliant.
Yes.
These are absolutely brilliant.
I am loving it.
My son has my car keys.
He does. I am
and my wallet.
Loving it. Thank you very much,
thanks, buddy. Where am I going?
Good night.
Thanks, buddy. Bye. Apparently I have to go somewhere.
Okay.
I normally take the one I go somewhere, so that's interesting. Yeah.
What an interesting episode.
It happens. But yeah, so look, I'm loving where this is going.
I am so about it. I can't wait to see him back in a ring. I can't wait to see him cutting promos against people. I just can't wait. I really wanted that mustard sweater, by the way. It was a really good mustard sweater.
Yeah, so like, I do wonder how this pays off when we move into the ring. How it's going to go, whether these matches take place in the Firefly Funhouse or he brings the Firefly Funhouse with them.
That
it can
could
go
be
either way.
interesting,
I'm not sure how it's going to rock and roll.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
But yeah, next up was the match between Naomi and Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
What'd you think?
It was weird. The whole, these aren't even my shoes, I borrowed somebody else's, the whole shoelaces coming undone. I did giggle every time the referee said something to Alexa and she was like, I know! Like just yelling at him like, leave me alone, I get it. I discovered that weird butt thing that Naomi does where she jumps and puts her butts in people's face is called the rear view. That was nice. I was like, that has to have a name. But yeah, I think overall I was just a bit like, why the shoe angle? I don't get it. Like it just felt a bit slapped together to me. Yeah, but at some point the shoes end up off, and then it was weird.
Yeah, there's a stoppage to sort of like tie the shoes.
Stopping constantly to tie the shoes. Although it was pretty good.
Buddy, careful! You're tangling in a cord.
I thought it was this guy. So excited. I thought it was pretty funny when Alexa was trying to tie a shoelace on the ring rope, and Naomi just gives a brutal kick to her thigh. I was like, oh, that looked like it hurt.
But it did end with Naomi doing a split leg moonsault off the corner onto Alexa to get the pin.
Yes. Which Alexa seemed devastated about. Like,
yeah.
she just couldn't believe it.
I do like that moonsault though. It's actually pretty fantastic. The speed of it, the snap of it, the bounce and flip is actually really impressive.
Yeah, she's a good competitor. Like I'll give her.
Sudden's the difference between the Money in the Bank match, but it was still pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Next up, Becky Lynch.
Becky the Man Lynch. Becky Two Belts.
Becky Two Belts comes into the ring to essentially call out Lacey Evans.
Yes. Good. That's what she deserves. Yeah, she's basically like, she's getting interviewed first, and she does say, Lacey made the mistake of sucker punching somebody who doesn't mind being sucker punched. I was like, oh, Becky likes it rough. But yeah, it ended up, Lacey ended up coming out eventually. No, Becky called her out. Becky's like, oh, you know, whatever you do, incurring favors or whatever, like, you know, come on out here, like, let's do this now. And Lacey was just like, look, you know, typical man getting, like, wanting what a man wants right here, right now. She's like, I told you last week to watch your anger. She said something about her Irish anger coming through. She's like, I told you last week to watch your anger. I'm not going to tell you anymore. I'm just going to make you. And then, yeah, just rips off her skirt and a little hat and comes running down to the ring, and it's a all for one for all. Like,
yes, it was a big old brawl, reminiscent of Charlotte Flair, reminiscent of Ronda Rousey. These ringside brawls. He's gonna trip on that cord.
Yeah.
Buddy, put that back. We're doing Young and the Wrestlers. We don't need the For the Players sign. For the Players, Pop Culture Players Podcast, Mondays 8 a.m. No, it doesn't go up. Oh, fuck this chair too. Right. Go to bed?
No. Bye, buddy.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Child. But yeah, so they do have a bit of the ringside brawl, as we said, reminiscent of what we've seen before with Becky Lynch. It was pretty brutal, pretty vicious. They keep getting separated and sure enough jumping back on each other, and at some point Becky even yelled out, "Why don't you go make me a sandwich?" And then Lacey ran back and socked her, and
oh, that was so good. And I did see, like, I didn't get the reference initially. Like, I heard it, and then I saw on Twitter, like Becky had a screen cap of it, and it had, like, Becky, why don't you go make me a sandwich? And Becky's like, do what the man tells you. And I was just like, oh, Becky is a savage. Yeah. Absolutely love it. This is making me more hyped to see this match.
Well, as we said last week, you know, I even titled last week's episode, you know, we kind of want to see more Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
And it's going that way. Like,
it is.
I'm giving a shit more about her the more we see her. Like, after all that bullshit of her walking in, I'm willing to forgive kind of that now. Like, I'm seeing some interesting stuff here. Yeah,
definitely. I'm getting really hyped about this.
Yeah. I'm totally in.
Bring it.
Of course, referees come in, try to stop it and separate them. It kind of works.
Yeah, Becky ends up on the apron, like, yelling and screaming, like, come on, let's go. And Lacey's getting pushed out. And she's like, I'm waiting, come on. And I'm just like...
Next, it is a match between the current Raw Tag Team Champions, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, versus The Revival.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, sure.
Interesting pairing.
I think we believe we saw this, if not last week.
Yeah, probably.
And probably, well, no, we did. We saw it at WrestleMania.
Yep. Yeah, we did.
You know, we can't see new matchups.
Apparently not.
I'm just gonna skip over it because it's kind of fucking boring.
Yeah.
Win to Ryder with a roll up.
Yeah. It was. I'm pretty sure like, Dawson did something and he like collapsed into the pin, just laying over Ryder, and then he somehow just like rolled it over into like shoulders down on Dawson. That was pretty cool. I'll give him that.
Yeah, it was fine,
yeah.
but like.
Sneaky little win. I liked it.
The problem is here, like this comes from the belts staying on. Like, yeah, it was cool and it's good that they've got them, but
yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care about these two.
Yeah, I was very much.
I don't care if they hold the belts. I don't care if they get the win. Like, I don't want. Like, I forgot they had the belt until they walked out and said it.
Yeah, definitely. They're not doing much with them apart from.
They need it. That's sounding horrible. They gotta go. Mm-hmm. Like the novelty of them. Oh, they broke the losing streak. That's awesome. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
Next was The Miz, and he requests a steel cage match at Money in the Bank with Shane.
Yes, so much bloody yes. I want to see Shane jump off some shit.
Yeah.
Like, bring it on. Just classic Shane McMahon. I think this has all been leading up to this ever since the word dot, and I am all for it. All for it. A little bit later, it is announced that via Twitter, Shane does accept the match.
He's in the building.
Yeah, I know.
Why tweet it?
I know, why tweet it? I know, he could have done a run last week like he did with Elias.
Sure.
Yeah, just tweet it out. Yeah, sure. And I was just like, knew it. Yes. I am so excited. I love a good steel cage match. I'm loving this Miz and Shane feud. It's dragging on, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like, those two are just super vicious. And I just love them just, like, punching on.
Saying that, though, it was funny because I was talking the other day, and I was like, you know what I haven't seen in a while? a steel cage match. Like I sure they
mentioned that, yeah.
like they just kind of pull them out. Oh well, I can't remember who it was when they go. I was chatting to you.
It was me.
They never seem to pull steel cage matches out much anymore. I guess it must be sort of like become pay-per-view staples, which I kind of guess it has now, because they're pulling it out at a
It always has been sort of a pay-per-view thing. It's very sad on a regular.
But it was really cool. Like, because last time I remember the last steel cage, apart from like Hell in the Cell and stuff,
which is different,
which is a little bit different. It's like Shane McMahon got like literally he jumped from the top of the cage on what was supposed to be the Undertaker on an announce table, wasn't there. He bounced out, just exploded the table. As the commentator said, he exploded the table. Yeah,
it's so good because I'm pretty sure the whole idea of steel cage matches is you've got to climb it and get out. Like both feet have to touch the other side of the floor. I'm pretty sure that's how they work.
I think it's either out or submission.
Yeah.
So out or pinfall or submission.
Yeah. I absolutely love. I love that they're always just climbing. I just love it, and I'm so excited because Shane has been known for the crazy shit that he does in cells, or steel cages. So I'm hyped for this. I know it's going to be huge. Obviously, they had that huge moment at a WrestleMania where Miz back suplexed him off this huge high camera tower. So God knows what's going to happen next, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that they, even though some things are super predictable at the moment, some things just take you by surprise, and I think that this match is going to be one of those ones.
I hope so. I think I do at least think it'll be very cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Minimum.
Yeah, I definitely think it would be a highlight match.
Next up was Sami Zayn coming out doing Sami Zayn things.
Yes. Again, talking about how great it was to be off for 10 months and traveling the world and studying things. And he got into, philosophy and psychology, and that brought him back to the crowd and how they're all, he was talking about entitlements, and apparently he believes the crowd is psychologically entitled, which is, they think that they deserve better and more than what they actually have or what they give. And he goes on to say that, you're going to get what I give you and nothing more. I'm in control here. And he's like, everybody's like, why don't you just quit WWE if you hate it so much? Just like, I'd love to, but I'd much rather stay here and teach you all a lesson.
See, saying that, I would have loved it if he was like, look, why don't you just quit?
Okay.
I can't. Like, you saw what Sasha Banks is trying to do. You saw what Luke Harper's trying to do.
Pull a CM Punk.
You saw what the Revival's trying to do. I can't. I'm not allowed to leave.
Yeah, just pull a CM Punk.
Just to add, because I'm forced to fucking entertain you guys. Like, that would have been a cool angle to go. Like, I'm stuck here entertaining you fucks, and I don't want to. Look.
Contracts.
Still good.
Yeah.
I'm bored of it.
Yeah, I'm starting to get bored as well.
I'm quickly bored of it.
Like, somebody just get in the ring and sock him in the mouth.
Just
shut him up.
Someone has to respond to him. Like,
yeah.
I don't mean that in someone just get up in this spot, which someone should. But it's just more of a he's yelling. He's essentially yelling into a void right now.
Yeah.
Because unless you're in that room, it's like.
Yeah. It's like Lacey Evans, but with speech.
Yeah, it's like right. C just needs to wrestle. We did see him wrestle when he came back, 3 weeks ago, and that was pretty cool. But it's just that thing. It's just do something. Fuck.
Yeah, and that's where we were at with Lacey until now. So it's feeling very, very repetitive again, just in a different context.
Yeah.
And it feels like, again, I've seen it. Obviously we had Daniel Bryan yelling at the crowd, telling them they're fickle and impotent and stuff like that. It's same but different.
Personally, cannot stand this attempt at crowd heat.
Yeah.
Those heels that just straight up yell at the crowd is the cheapest, shittiest way for someone to get heat.
Yeah.
This is why I love the likes of Baron Corbin, because he's just a fuckface to everyone around him.
Yes.
Randy Orton. Randy Orton gives zero shits about the crowd.
Shane O'Mac right now?
Yeah, so... Yeah, true. Randy just picks a superstar that he wants to pick on for a little while, and then just picks on him until he gets bored. And then he changes and goes to somebody else.
Yes.
We saw this with Ray, at the end of last year. We saw it with Ali before he got all broken. There's all these little setups here, and Randy's just like, you're around.
You're next. Yeah.
You're next.
Yeah.
The Viper. He's just just eating and attacking and doing whatever.
Yeah, and I do love that too. And like obviously like little angles with Shane McMahon where, you know, he has one day he's talking about beating up the Miz's dad, the next day he's like, you hit my father, that's the lowest thing you could ever do. Like that's a great way to build heat. It's just to be a total fucking hypocrite. Yeah. Like they're good ways to go about it. Sami Zayn's approach, not so much. And like you said, I'm bored. We've heard you say the same thing every week.
It's not a fault to Sami Zayn. He's delivering like a champ. He's doing really good shit.
Yes.
But when it's the repetition of literally the same shit for 3 weeks, like that, 3 shows, and it's 3 weeks, almost 2 times a week. Except for this week, he only did rock up on Raw this week. But for the last 3 weeks, that's 7 times we've heard him do this spiel.
Yeah. Same thing. I'm bored. I did zone out quite a bit. Like I caught bits and pieces.
At this point in time, I can't even remember what he said.
Yeah, I caught bits and pieces, and the only reason I remember is because I'm thinking back to my notes, which I left at home, and I can see what I've like written on the paper. Like I don't actually remember him standing in the ring or what he was doing or anything. I just remember what I wrote down.
Speaking of things that we've seen before, but in a different situation, Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio.
Bam. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting this time. Ray was interviewed earlier in the night. He was speaking about how disappointed he was in himself and how he felt like he left himself, his fans, his family, his son Dominic, who was with him during the interview, down. Dominic's like, no, Dad, I love you. You're never going to be a letdown to me. And I was like, ooh, maybe we can see Dominic. And then obviously Joe came out. He starts talking about how, I'm going to embarrass you further. Like, why don't you give your son Dominic a mask so he can shade the embarrassment that he has for you. And, I noticed that picking on people's families is a trend of Joe's.
AJ did it to AJ last year.
Yeah, did it to AJ last year.
Except thankfully this time he's not trying to fuck Dominic. Like last year he was very clearly trying to fuck AJ's wife.
Yeah. I'm your daddy now type thing.
Yeah, so I appreciate that he's not trying to fuck Dominic.
Yeah.
Saying that, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Like if that's the angle, he's like, when the lion's hungry, he eats, and he's eating Dominic. I'm just like, that'd be pretty fun.
I was kind of hoping that maybe Dominic would come out, but again, we haven't seen that yet. I've been informed that the reason Ray continues to wrestle is for Dominic's benefit. Obviously Dominic is a 3rd generation superstar now, which I do believe
he would be if he competes.
Yeah, I do believe he may possibly be. I don't know. That's still all speculation. But I would love to see Dominic in the ring. I reckon because he's a bigger dude. Like, look at him compared to his father. I'd love to see him wrestle, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. But I was interested to see sort of where Ray would take this. Obviously, embarrassment is a huge thing, obviously being super disappointed like that. So I was expecting big things, like a big old comeback, which he was saying he'd make. So
and the win did go to Ray.
It did, which was really interesting. He got I don't know how he got Joe's legs up being so small comparison. He's like the size of one of Joe's legs. Yeah. But he managed to get his legs up into that pin. I was a bit concerned though. With the pin, because I'm pretty sure like you have to be inside the ropes to do that, but Joe's arms were under the ropes. Does that still count?
As long as I can recall, it's about being in the ring, but I think it's not.
Maybe it was his shoulders were still on the ropes.
As long as both shoulders are down, I think it kind of counts.
Well, I think his shoulders were still on the ropes. It was just his arms that were out, so maybe that does count. I'm not sure, but it's about
the rope break. You have to grab. Grab or touch the rope to break the pin.
It doesn't matter if your arms are. Okay, that's what I wasn't sure about. For some reason, I had some weird thing in my head that maybe like if you don't.
It could be. Because I do notice many people drag them into the ring to get that pin, but that could just come down to prevent a rope break.
Maybe the case. Yeah. Maybe
Ray was just confident in getting that pin.
Yeah, definitely. Which obviously did cause Dominic to come out and celebrate with him, and without hesitation, just head between his dad's legs and just lifted him up like it was nothing. Yeah. And I was just like, I remember when Ray used to do that to you. This is weird. Like, you're not supposed to be bigger or taller than your father and able to lift him up at like that. And I was just like, well, damn, but this is a bit cute. Like, picking your daddy up on your shoulders, stoked on his win over Samoa Joe, of all people.
Yeah. Saying that, though, let's look at how the sausage is made here. This is a perfect example of bullshit 50-50 booking.
Yes, definitely. I think... No, you're right. I was going to say, like, Joe had more wins, but...
Yeah, like... when they were on SmackDown, they were one. Mania, one to Joe. After Mania, Ray.
Oh, it was too.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the same. Like, this is the same shit. Like, it's just like there's no clear force. There's nothing here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just repeating the same shit. And like, I guarantee you, we're going to see US Championship match Samoa Joe, Ray.
Yeah.
At Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And I honestly couldn't care about the outcome.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that at the moment as well.
I honestly couldn't give a fuck.
I mean, I'd love to see Ray with that title, don't get me wrong, because it is the only one he hasn't held. I'd love to see him finally get his hands on it.
But saying that, though, Ray has been there such a long time. He doesn't need this.
Yeah.
So,
But,
you know, he said, you know, breaking...
Same thing as
out,
Kofi,
yeah,
though.
I'm breaking out kayfabe shit here for the minute. But it's the idea of, like, Joe has never held... Like, this is his first belt in
the
WWE.
WWE.
So, like, why the fuck does Ray need to be put into a place to come out with every belt he's ever had? Like, if anything, Ray is at that point in his career where he should be there to simply help push people.
Yeah.
Not saying he should lose all the time, but part of it is that.
Yes.
He needs to be here, especially after WrestleMania, just to show how much of a monster Joe is.
Yeah.
That's what he should be doing.
Yes.
None of this bullshit. He should be there and just showing that the Joe is a boss.
Yeah. But I think as a superstar, I guess your goal is to either hold the biggest and best of them for the longest period and make, like, you know, a title reign for the books, or, you know, to try and get your hands on everything. I think Ray's at that point in his career where he does want to try and hold everything. You know, he's had those opportunities to. He's worked his way up.
Yeah, but what are the outcome? What are the outcomes here? Like Joe, I think Joe is perfect in a perfect place to keep this belt. So what are they going to do? Have him lose it and then get it back from Ray?
Possibly.
Like, I'm sure that is, but once again,
yeah.
that's just further 50-50 bullshit.
Yeah, I think though, like, I definitely think it is going to be a case of Ray does get this title to push somebody else, whether it's Joe or whoever. I feel like it's going to be handed to Ray so that when Ray does decide to step down, which I have a feeling maybe soon, because he's obviously battling with like, he's an older guy, like, he's battling with injuries more often than not. I think, you know, it's going to be him having that title is going to be the way he's going to help push somebody else.
Yeah.
Who it may be, I don't know, but I feel like, you know, maybe you might. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely sort of his way to, you know, take that and then use it to help somebody.
Yeah, look, I'm sure there is a way that they can do it two ways, as in he can get the belt, get the final one, and then push someone up.
Yeah.
But, like, it's one of those things. It's just novelty if he gets the belt. Man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see him as the formidable threat or someone that should be a champion like Joe. Like, Joe having that belt and then coming out last week and confronting AJ going, you know, and Seth saying, I want to go with that belt.
Yeah.
He fucking deserves a go with that belt, if anything.
Yeah.
If
I'd love
anything.
to see him with 2 belts on. That'd be cool.
I would love him to get to a point or even if he was in that shot, gets the belt and then's like, I don't need this, someone else can have it. And just throws it away. Then it can go to Ray or whoever. Yeah. Like, that would have been a better angle. Like, I don't see Joe being a big one of the 2 high belts, you know, the upper card belts anytime soon. So, you know, they so often try to show him as just this formidable monster,
unstoppable. Yeah.
And then they fuck it. Yeah. Like, they can't just let him be dominant. Mm-hmm. I do certainly think that if there is a Money at the Bank match, it'll go blah, blah, blah. He'll either... Dominic's getting involved.
Yeah.
Like, we predicted it at Mania, but it's happening here.
Yeah. Yeah, the more we see him, the more it's starting to...
And it did end with Seth Rollins and AJ Styles getting their contract signing for Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. Interesting.
Hmm?
AJ's got a bit of an attitude on him at the moment. He's playing Captain Bad Guy.
He is. Someone had to do it.
Yeah. And, you know, Seth said something along the lines at one point of like, oh no, AJ's like, you know, you like to burn it down, but I'll rebuild it as my house or whatever. And I was like, oh, no, you won't. Like, Seth's going to burn it down and leave you for ashes. Like, let's be honest, AJ. Like, you can try all you want, but Seth has got this. But yeah, they obviously get a bit wordy. Contracts get signed, and then they get a bit punchy.
Fisty, yeah.
Yeah, get a bit. I was gonna say fisty, but it sounded really uneasy.
Yeah.
But yeah, they get a bit punchy. I did appreciate the phenomenal forearm off the top rope.
Yep, and the table.
That was really good, straight through the table. I'm pretty sure AJ smacked his head straight into that chair that was still sitting there. Pretty good. Really did enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I love a good dus.
Good dus is good.
Yeah. Obviously, it was kind of expected for a contract signing.
Yeah.
You know, AJ's trying to be the bad guy. I think the fisting. Oh my gosh, the punching did come from AJ. Seth did put the title down to sign the contract, and AJ just sort of snatched it up out of him. And I was like, "Oh, look at this big bad guy taking the big bad belt. Oh, look at you, you're so
Look
bad."
at something that isn't. You touch. No, it's not. You can't touch. That's not yours.
Yeah, sit on the naughty chair.
Yeah.
Sit on the naughty step over there. Like, oh, I was like, that's a big bad AJ Ben. He's too soft for me to take him. Excuse me. He's too soft for me to take him seriously as the hard ass. Like, his hair's too soft for it. He's just too precious. Like, too much Pantene to take him seriously.
He's got that mix of Billy Ray Cyrus and one of the Bee Gees. Like, it's just weird. You know, it's a weird combo.
Billy Ray Bee Gees.
Neither of them are
BG
really
Ray
threatening.
Cyrus.
Yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus, not threatening. Bee Gees, not threatening. It's a real tough place to be.
they're staying alive.
That's true.
Which
If
AJ
anything,
is
they are
doing.
staying alive, and he's, you know,
He's carrying that legacy.
yeah, achy breaky hearts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, where's he going to be?
was a
But
bit of
yeah, that does bring us to the episode.
Yeah.
At the end of this episode of Raw.
Lackluster end.
Yeah, it's fucking balls.
Yeah. It was a bit lackluster.
Yeah, it was like.
I think maybe I'd give it a half a Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
I really want
yeah, it's literally half a Kurt Angle. Aside from
the bar.
Aside from the confirmation that of who the four men were in the Money in the Bank, none of this was good.
Yeah, it was very.
Look, I'm sure I'm probably in like a big fucking negative Nancy mindset at the minute, but
No,
like
it was
it was
you're not wrong.
I across the board it was balls. Like a lot, Gallows and Anderson were there just to be beaten. The bullshit around the revival and their back shaving shit.
Even though the match,
Miz and Bobby Lashley was there. The other cool thing was the announcement of the cage match. Other than that, it was a bunch of fucking nothing.
Yeah, it was a bit of a slow week for
Makes
Raw this week.
total sense why everyone checked out.
Yeah.
So you agree?
Yeah, I am very much on the same page.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let us know what you thought of this week's episode of Monday Night RAW. In the comments below, Facebook group, all those places, Discord.
At us.
At us, yeah. At us on Twitter as well.
At me.
Our names do come up at the start and the end of the show.
And the pop culture as well.
Brings us to SmackDown Live. Kicks off for some reason with Michael Cole.
Yes.
Who's known to be hanging out on Raw. For some reason, he's on SmackDown. Did the shake-up include announcers? Probably. So he announces Kofi Kingston to talk about...
Celebrate, I guess?
To celebrate him winning the belt again. I literally wrote here, flashback package for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
So they showed Kofi's path from the gauntlet matches to Mania, like all the bullshit we've seen 1,000 times before. Like,
yeah.
We're 3 weeks out of WrestleMania. Why are you showing shit prior to WrestleMania?
Yes. I think it's just, obviously they do ask him about the whole KO thing. Obviously we did see last week KO was... And they did that.
They then go to sort of, the...
I think it was just hype building for Kofi coming into this question.
Yeah, but I could, once again, could totally be negative Nancy. But it's just... We've seen this shit. We've all lived that shit. We don't need... It's almost as if they were just trying to... They're like, hey, there may be new viewers today. Ooh, let's retell everything that we've done.
Yeah.
It was essentially a live previously on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And it was balls. Like, it was absolutely balls. So, because anyone
Definitely
that's given a shit,
start.
even anyone that sort of happened to jump on after Mania, they would have already seen all this.
Yes.
Absolutely all of this.
Yeah.
It did culminate in the discussion around the idea of a WrestleMania moment. He did have
the greatest
one of the greatest WrestleMania moments, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong here. Like, saying that I don't want to see this flashback shit anymore isn't a slight against that WrestleMania moment. It's still one of the greatest things in WrestleMania moments that I've experienced.
Yeah. And not just that, coming from Michael Cole, who has been commentating WrestleMania since the dawn of time, it's definitely a huge thing for him to say as well, because that must have been huge for Michael Cole as a commentator.
100%. He's seen a lot of WrestleManias.
Yeah, so it is definitely a huge thing, but it's a huge thing that we've seen and done, and it didn't need to be. Like, when he announced him as the new, like, we're 3-4 weeks out, like, it's not new anymore. Like, you stop announcing him as the new. Like, it's not new anymore. Like, it's,
unless
almost
they're
a
playing
month of
because
this.
of the New Day, that's the only angle I can see them going. But yeah, then they did sort of show the KO footage from last week with the super kick and big old turn.
Just a big old turn.
Kofi did talk about how, at the New Day, because they are part of the power of positivity, they are open to give people second chances. Yes. They are open to giving people shots and trying to see the best in people. Yeah,
I'm very much the same.
Sadly, with KO continued to be KO, and the trust that they put into him was misplaced.
Yep, definitely. A leopard can't change their spots, and KO just proved that.
And so Kofi goes along the lines of, KO, if you wanted a shot at this belt, you just had to ask, man. Like, I would have given it to you. You just had to ask. So in that case, he's like, well, let's make this happen. Kofi versus KO, Money in the Bank championship match. KO does enter and automatically accepts, which is a big old given. Yeah. And then he goes, look, don't take what my motives here are wrong. Like, you did certainly have one of the greatest WrestleMania moments, and it was brilliant. And everyone celebrated with you. I celebrated with you.
Yeah, you deserved it.
However, he goes, there's something the WWE Universe knows, and something that we agree upon. And I believe that you agree with it as well. Yes. That you are not championship material. That you can see it within yourself. We can see it, and we know that you can see it. Yeah. And during this spiel, Xavier Woods comes out after getting his back mushed into the apron last week. Ruined. Tries to get up one on KO. Sock, punch. Super kick to the face. Xavier's down. Straight down.
Yeah. Kofi comes running. KO runs away. Kofi's just like, what are you doing, man? It does shortly cut to them backstage. Xavier is icing his shoulder and back, and Kofi's like, dude, we had a plan. Like, why?
I was going, you're injured. I'm going to take my way out of this. We've got Big E's gone.
We had a plan.
Fucked.
What are you
this
doing?
This is what it's going to be. You broke the... Like, this wasn't what we had planned. We had no plans to behave like this. Yeah. Then we do get confirmation that the next match for the night was Bayley versus Becky Lynch. The match we should be seeing at Money in the Bank. None of this Charlotte bullshit.
I couldn't agree more.
During this introduction, though, as Bayley does enter the ring, we do get confirmation that Bayley is one of the women representatives for SmackDown in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yes.
Big thumb up.
Brilliant.
Instantly better than all 4 Raw nominees.
Yeah, I stoked. Obviously, she didn't have her Money in the Bank moment until now, and I would love to see Becky take that Money in the Bank contract and cash it in. Bayley, yes, thank you. Bayley, Becky, BBB. Man, all the B's. We'll get to that later. There's so many B's on the show today. But yeah, I would love to see Bayley take that contract and eventually cash it in, and I'd definitely love to see it against Becky because their match tonight was beautiful.
It was a good match.
They are really good competitors.
Now, these two women have sort of taken on each other quite a number of times in NXT, so that part was not new. Saying that though, they have both staggeringly increased since NXT, so this was a much improved match. Yeah. Like, they were on point. They were pretty much toe to toe. Like, yeah, definitely. It was really, really cool. Really good.
2 of the 4 horsewomen of the WWE.
Yeah, two of the first women. Look, we mentioned it did go. The win did go to Becky Lynch with a disarm her. Yes. But it was only after quite a number of close, near falls. Yeah. Like, it wasn't.
And she did do some damage on Bayley's shoulder. She really capitalized on that injury that Bayley must have had there at some point. Re-aggravated it. I think at one point Becky re-aggravated her knee, so they were both a bit out of it, but Becky did capitalize on that injured shoulder with the disarm her, and as soon as Bayley tapped, Charlotte was there with a big old deuce attack.
She did. Charlotte did rock up doing straight up Lacey Evans, comes in, does a big old sucker punch, and tries to drop Becky.
Yeah,
drops Becky.
Yeah, it does drop Becky. She ends up out of the ring, and then she throws Bayley into the ring post with that injured shoulder, and she's out as well. And she just sort of stands there, throws her hair back, and leaves.
This has got me all kinds of excited.
Yes.
Because I was trying to think about how Becky's going to go at Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
She's fighting 2 matches in the one night.
Mm-hmm.
My original theory was around the idea that Becky would likely take on Lacey Evans first.
Yes.
Initially, just get the win.
Yes.
Although Lacey's a strong competitor currently, I still don't think she might not be quite there. I think Becky will have a one-up on her.
Yeah.
She's fought fucking Ronda Rousey and won.
Yeah.
Like, Lacey Evans is no threat.
Yeah, which she did discuss on Raw.
And my original theory was, that then she would take on Charlotte later in the night and likely get mushed by Charlotte.
Yeah.
Because although Becky is brilliant and I do like the idea of Becky 2 belts, I do think one of those belts is going somewhere. I don't know which one, but I do think it's going to be the SmackDown.
Yeah.
So now I'm just thinking about it here.
I'm having theories.
I'm thinking originally, that she would lose to Charlotte. Charlotte would get the belt, become the 9th time women's champion. Mm-hmm. Don't want to see that. I'm bored of seeing Charlotte with the belt. My prediction, as of right now, Becky wins both matches. Mm-hmm. Wins Raw, wins SmackDown. Presumably the women's match is after the Money in the Bank TLC money. The ladder match for women Money in the Bank. Bayley or one of the other female that we'll get to in a little bit takes advantage of that, of a broken Becky after 2 matches. She's won both. Comes in, boom, there goes your SmackDown belt. Yeah. That takes the belt off Becky. Keeps it on SmackDown. Becky can safely go to Raw and fight Lacey Evans, and that kind of nicely closes the Becky-Charlotte storylines we've been seeing, and it also gives Charlotte a new focus.
See, I think what's going to happen to Charlotte, to Becky and Charlotte, I think you're on the right track there, but I think, like the way I see it with Bayley getting attacked by Charlotte this week for no apparent reason, I see Bayley taking that contract, Charlotte winning the match against Becky, and then Bayley cashing it in straight away because Charlotte's obviously going to be worn out by Becky. Yeah. And capitalizing. And
so we've got the same idea here, which is fine.
Yeah.
My thing is, I just don't want to see. I see because Charlotte currently is the most. She's had the most title wins.
That's why I think she'll lose it straight away.
For that reason is why I don't think she should take it again.
Yeah.
She's currently sitting at the most at 8. She wins it again, that's 9. That puts her at least 2 potentially 2 above everybody else.
That's true.
So that, if anything, that just clears this gap between her and somebody else to be the winner. So for that reason, I don't want to see her win the belt.
Touché. You're onto something.
And by having, it's way more fun for
Yes.
It's that idea of, yes, you've lost. Becky won over Charlotte. That ends this feud.
Yeah.
It's done. Charlotte's tried it again. She lost again. That brings it to the end. That's the final note of this feud. Because we've seen this 100,000 fucking times at this point. That's the only way to stop that storyline. So if Charlotte wins over Becky, that keeps it going.
That's
true.
It's
got to be done.
That's true. But yeah, whichever way it goes, I definitely think you're on the right track that somebody's going to capitalize that night and take that SmackDown title.
It does happen. There has been Money in the Bank cash-ins on the same night. It's happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it happens a lot.
There are people that have held it for a long time. But yeah, I think if they do want to look at the way, if you're smart, that's probably the best way to go about it.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it varies too, because obviously, I think Carmella's held it for 265 days or something like that.
Yeah, she held the Money in the Bank briefcase about 260
Yeah,
days.
which, super smart on her behalf, because she, finally...
She bided her time. Bided her time.
Yeah, she learnt her opponents long enough to, find that right time to capitalize. So I guess it can go either way, Sometimes people are on that winning roll and you can't beat them that night. So we'll see. I'm excited to see.
Yeah, but very much so. Charlotte kicks, knees Becky inside of the face, throws Bayley into the post, and Bond, as I mentioned. Next was an Aleister Black promo here talking about the power of fear.
Yes.
And fear, how it's an excellent tool. And then, when people enter the ring and they look into his eyes and they, as they're trying to figure him out, he's already got the pin, they're already done and dusted.
Yeah.
And when they look into his eyes, they just see this abyss.
And they're still afraid.
That they're all too afraid to do anything and just get mushed.
And they fade.
To black.
I don't know how I feel about these.
It feels like what they'll do with Mojo Rawley.
Yeah.
Remember they were doing those things with Mojo Rawley? That really paid off.
Yeah, staring in the mirror being weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I love Aleister Black, but this is giving me a bit of a like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this at the moment. You know, I want to see him wrestle. You know, he's on SmackDown now. Like he should be competing.
I think the reason is that because we've seen them for how long now? Him, Ricochet, and Aleister team up on both brands, right? So what they're doing by Aleister Black is hanging back, being dark and mysterious and goth-like. Works with his character.
Yeah.
Ricochet gets a shot here to show himself as a singles competitor.
Touché.
So while Ricochet has his focus over here, Aleister Black hangs back. Ricochet does whatever he's got to do. Aleister can slip back in, and then the people separate the two.
Touché. Good point.
I'm no fucking smart wrestler, Mark, but that's something.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense to me. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm down. I'm wearing an Aleister Black shirt right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm super fucking keen. I like Aleister Black.
I like looking at him.
Yeah, he's pretty sweet.
Just give me his face.
All I want is the shirt that says "Fade to Black" in his cool like metal font, but you can't buy me, man.
Oh, you're kidding.
That's a big fucking shame.
Although, like when he said something about his abyss in his eyes, I was just like, "Your eyes are too pretty and blue to be an abyss." Like, I know what you're trying to say, but you're just a bit too cute.
Look, when I look into your eyes, I want you in my abyss. Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Next up, the Hardy Boys. Matt is standing there holding SmackDown tag team belts, as is Jeff, but with a crutch.
I don't want to talk about this. I'm going to cry.
So the two of them shuffle their way into the ring, and they talk about how, due to Jeff's injury at the hands of Lars Sullivan, they are essentially forced to vacate the tag team belts because they are no longer able to compete.
Yes. So I was super disappointed about this. Obviously, they've just gotten the titles. They do mention that they haven't had a chance to defend them. Haven't had a chance to defend them, and this is the situation they're in. I did some reading into it. Apparently, during the match against the Usos, Jeff did injure his knee, and no, I'm pretty sure 20th. It was last week.
Oh, maybe not. They did take each other on. Yeah. So
yeah.
Maybe
so I think it may have been last week. There was
maybe the week before.
Maybe the week before. But yeah, Jeff did aggravate his knee. He did injure it somehow, and at the hands of Lars Sullivan, it just completely bushed it. He does have to have reconstructive surgery on his knee, and he can be out from anywhere from 6 to 9 months. He did an interview after the show. Yeah. Which super disappointing. Like both of those guys, they're grown-ass men, and they were nearly in tears, which is heartbreaking. You know. And as they show a video package and talk about what happened, Lars Sullivan does make his way to the ring.
Yeah, comes back and pushes them again.
And I was already crying at this point, and it made me cry even harder. Like, no, don't hurt that.
But yeah, so yes, Lars Sullivan enters. He does jump match. Sorry, Matt. What did I say?
Match.
Yeah.
Close enough.
My handwriting is asshole. He comes in, jumps Matt. Jeff sort of scuttles his way into the corner, trying to climb out. But as he's dropped Matt, he kind of comes to his brother's aid, scuns around the back, gets his the crutch ready to wail him. He's ready to rock and roll on Lars. But then out of nowhere, Truth comes in with a chair, whacks him across the back.
Doesn't faze him.
Doesn't move him a little bit. Lars turns around. Truth goes for another swing. Lars literally just punches the chair out of his hand.
Yeah, and just power slams him, just ruins him.
Yeah, proceeds to running powerbomb him.
Yeah. I love our Truth, but he just needs to stop. He's always taking on big guys way too big for him. Yeah. And look, I'll give him credit. Like, you're a little guy, you're trying to do big things, but Truth, just stop. I love you. Stop. You're gonna kill yourself. Yeah. You are asking to die.
On a side note, when we were talking about Joe before. He needs to look. It looks like a monster. Lars looks like a monster.
Yeah.
He looks. We haven't even seen him in a match yet.
Yeah.
Have we? No, we haven't.
No, we haven't.
We haven't seen him in a match yet, and he's already made me go. I can't wait to see him fuck someone's face.
Yeah. I can't. I can't wait to see him just ruin somebody. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Like.
Yeah.
I said. Although I got bored and sick of all the hype around him in November last year. But having, he did face some personal troubles, and I think that
seeing him overcome,
totally horrible that those situations had to happen. But him going away and then coming back, I think that was enough time for everyone to sort. It was a good opening.
Yes.
Him to come back and
definitely.
be, like with all this shit that was happening earlier in the year, I think he got lost in the shuffle, very similar to EC3, who apparently may also be heading back to NXT.
Ooh.
And also thinking about requesting his release. Dash come in with the fucking brains. You know what I mean? So there's that.
Yes.
You know, and I think Lars is certainly coming. I don't know where it's going to go because he seems to be the new big evil prick of SmackDown.
Yes.
But I don't know where it's going to go.
I like it.
Yeah, I do.
I'm stoked to see he's overcome those troubles and he is just an unstoppable force. All power to him.
Next, we get confirmation of the 4 SmackDown men for the Money in the Bank match. They are as follows: Mustafa Ali, or just simply Ali. The current Intercontinental Champion, Finn Balor.
Okay.
Andrade minus the Cien Almas.
Yes.
And Randy Orton.
Randdaddy Orton. Randdaddy Orton. Ugh. I don't know how I felt about Finn being in this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you would put somebody with a title in a title contract match.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stoked to see Ali in it. Obviously, with that injury last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, with that injury.
Start of the year.
With that injury, start of the year. Obviously, it did ruin a huge opportunity for him. So I'm excited to see him take this running. Mm-hmm. I really am. I think he is in. For me, he's the highest position. Like he's in the highest position with that chance. I think he is a phenomenal competitor, and I really think he can take it out. I think. Like I said, similar to Ricochet, he's got that high flying ability. He can literally just jump from a top rope to the top of the ladder and just yoink it. So I'm excited.
Well, on a good note, they've balanced out some of the high flyers with the big brutey dudes from Raw. Which is
definitely.
Cool.
Nice balance.
Saying that though, Randy Orton has already won Money in the Bank.
He has.
Andrade hasn't. It's his first. I believe it's his first Money in the Bank match.
It'll be interesting
Same
to
as
see
Ali.
what he can do.
I'm unsure on Finn, but with him already holding the Intercontinental Championship, I don't see him. He'll be there to help pull over people.
Yes.
And I think Randy Orton's just there to RKO someone off a ladder.
Yeah. Which will be awesome because it always is. It's always good.
Honestly, I think it sits between Ricochet, Andrade, and Ali.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably Ali.
Yeah, I definitely think out of all of them, I would like to see Ali take it. Obviously, he's definitely deserving of that opportunity.
Saying that, though, if we look forward in terms of who would fit in a storyline way, I think it all comes down to how this Kofi KO match could go.
Yeah.
If Kofi retains and they're looking to have Kofi retain, we're going to see we need a heel versus face.
Mm-hmm.
We need it. So that's why I think Andrade is likely to win.
Yes.
Because I think that would be, Andrade and Kofi would be a pretty sweet match. But if KO was to take it, that's why. Then I think Ali should pick it up.
Yeah, but you've got to remember they can catch in for any title at any time. So that opens up the opportunities to anyone and everyone.
Both Andrade, Ali, and Ricochet just got assigned to their places. They're not crossing brands anytime soon.
That's true.
Yeah, whoever wins, they're not crossing brands.
That's true. I mean, you never know though. It is the WWE.
Yeah, that's true. But I personally believe that they won't go that way. And that's that's not like that's just fantasy booking, of course.
Yes.
But
so many opportunities.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, but that's how I think it would go. I think it all comes down to who's doing what. Because say even if it is Ali, right? I don't think Ali would cash it on Kofi.
That's true.
I think you would wait a little bit later at least.
Yeah.
Because I'll just see how it goes down. Because in terms of the Universal Champion, I think it's pretty straightforward at this point. Yeah. I think it's Seth's going to retain over AJ. It's not going anywhere. And then come SummerSlam in July. Sometimes August, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I think
so. July or August, right? So come SummerSlam, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins. It's happening.
Yeah, see.
Apparently it's already been pre-announced on some schedules. But
crazy. See, I think in saying that, I think it could be a case of ultimately, I think out of everybody, out of the 8 men, I reckon Drew McIntyre is still going to take it. because I think he is going to cash in against Seth Rollins. I want to see
Yes,
Drew
that's
McIntyre
true
against
too.
Seth Rollins.
That's totally true.
I want to see that match. So I honestly do think that he's just going to Claymore kick the shit out of every single person and then just, take it.
Saying that though, I think
He's a taller dude,
I
he can
think
reach.
Drew deserves as we discussed before. I think Drew deserves the shot regardless of any fucking
Which I think he will get.
any briefcase gimmick. I don't think he needs the briefcase to deserve to earn his shot.
I think it'll be
the Money in the Bank sort of helps those that need that may not get there without that a bit of assistance. Unquestionably,
Well,
Drew
Carmella's going that way.
McIntyre can get there without the need of the contract.
That's true. That's
something.
Yeah.
Next up, another tag team match: Kairi Sane and Asuka versus some random fucks.
They didn't even name them.
Didn't even name them.
With the Iconics at ringside, who were totally schmoozing over Corey Graves, and do I blame them? No. They were just like, yeah, good night to you, Corey, and not you two.
Oh yeah, the Iconics were ringside. They were commentating, and which I forgot about until you just mentioned it again.
Iconic.
And it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
Just listening to them, like, you can hear them over the microphones that they had on. Like, they are just so loud and obnoxious. And you know what? I love it. Give me more. I love the Iconics. Like, obviously, Kairi Sane and Asuka do take the win quite easily.
He does with an insane elbow to the red-headed one.
Yes, to Ariel the Mermaid. What was it? Was it Corey Graves that said something about...
Yeah, so there was a reference to, look at this stuff, isn't it neat?
Yes. Yeah, great. That was beautiful.
Well done, Corey.
But yeah, and then after it was like, obviously Asuka and Kairi are like pointing at the Iconics and they're just like, doesn't matter, we're still the champions. And I'm just like, oh, just feed it to them. Like, you guys are just the worst and it is the best. Like, give me more.
After the match, it did cut back to the locker room where Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose were standing there talking about how, what we saw was bad because they just won. But, they just spoke to Shane McMahon and one of them will get a shot in Money in the Bank. Mandy goes, it should be you, Sonya, because you're better.
Stronger.
And Sonya's like, fuck you, I know what you're doing. You're going to say, you deserve it. And I go, no, you deserve it. And you go, thanks. And then you take it. So you can just fucking have it.
Yeah. I love how just straight up Sonya was about it. That's a good friend. That's me with Rockamummy. I'm just straight up like, I see what you're doing. You don't need to.
Yeah.
And that is what makes good friends.
No, I think it goes the other way. Sonya's like, I'm sick of your shit. You just fucking do it.
Yeah.
I think it's the other way. I don't think it's the idea of because why is Mandy trying to be humble? Like, if you were friends, you're like, I deserve this shot.
Yeah, no, because that's what you do as a friend. Like, you try to soften the blow of it, obviously. Like, I feel like I deserve this, but you deserve this as well. And this is going to be a really hard decision to make. I get it because I'm super close with somebody like that. I get how it is.
Me too. Like, it'd be a situation of me going, nah, man, I got this.
Yeah, and I couldn't do that. I'd be like, no, like, Rocker, you deserve this more than I do. And then she'd be like, don't give me your shit. Like, I know what you're doing. We both know I don't. Like, you take it. And it's, or vice versa, I'd be like, stop with the shit, Jess. I know what you're doing. You take it. Like, I get that kind of friendship. I know how it is. But yeah, obviously we all knew it was going to be Mandy. Like, let's be honest. Like, Sonya Deville's a phenomenal competitor, but they're just not pushing her the way she needs to be. And I really think she does need to be disconnected from the whole Mandy Rose absolution thing. I feel like on her own, she would make an amazing competitor.
Was it Fire and Desire? It's like sex
and Desire.
Sex and Violence.
Yeah, Fire and Desire. Yep. Which was absolution when Paige was there or something, I guess. I don't know. But that whole angle is just whatever. But yeah, I really think Sonya should have been in the match over Mandy.
Look,
for
if
sure.
WWE 2K19 has taught us anything,
Sonya Deville is the
always
better.
fucking wins.
Yep, she's the winner.
So why didn't they put her in?
Yep, winner chicken
Just
dinner.
for me, just so
we know
2K19.
they watch this. They're just trying to smite us.
Well, someone's watching this because once again, we did make our way into the new and noteworthy of games and hobbies again.
Thank you.
And I don't know why. So we get tens of fucking downloads, and
like literally
tens. Like, we're not talking like hundreds here. Like, there's been no blow up. There's been no increase in downloads. It's just we're there for some reason. So someone, I presumably, is listening. Someone is presumably watching, and thank you so much.
Thanks,
or the algorithm's broken. One of the two.
No.
One of the two.
I think somebody loves us, and we love you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I like you trying. I like that you're trying.
Yeah. But yeah, Sonya Deville definitely should have been in that match.
Yeah, just because I want to see that.
Yeah.
Just because I want Sonya Deville to win something else again in 2K19.
Yes. Yes. Let's just throw her in for funsies.
Yeah, funsies. Next, Roman Reigns. He comes out to sort of talk about the idea. He's like, I wanted to make a first impression here at SmackDown, so I punched the boss.
Good job.
Good job, dickface. Tried out a real job.
Yeah.
Welcome to your first day at the job.
Welcome
Buzz,
to Macca's.
why
Buzz.
did you just punch the manager?
Making an impression.
I want to make a good impression. Well, you're fucking fired, man. He wants to talk about how, although the yard has changed, he's still the big dog.
He is.
And Shane McMahon comes out and spoke some regular fucking garbage about punching dads and shit. And
he's
then,
like, this is the McMahon's yard. And he's like, you mean your
this
daddy's
is your dad's yard. This ain't your yard, bro.
Ooh.
So, ooh. He's like, yeah, no, it kind of is.
Yo, daddy.
I like that Shane's like, yeah, I guess it is. Then he's like, look, we're going to have some funsies tonight. We're going to give you someone to take on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck. Because the way he sets up is almost like, here's someone you didn't expect. I'm like, oh, who the fuck is this going to be? It's the B team.
B team.
So the B team of Curtis Angle and Bo Dallas, previously of No Name Fucks on Raw, have now become No Name Fucks of SmackDown. So that's exciting. So they come out and they do the thing. He's like, look, that's going to make this a bit more fun. It's a 2-on-1 handicap match with special referee and enforcer Elias.
Because Roman does say, oh, what have you got next for me, Shane? What are you going to do? Blindfold me and tie my hand behind my back? And Shane's like, well, that's all good ideas. Nah. But he's Elias. Comes out in his little referee singlet. I was like, oh.
Yeah, so same singlet normally wears, but in the referee colours.
But yeah, in the referee colours.
Absolutely brilliant. Nice little touch.
Daddy. I absolutely love it. You were making fun of Elias, and I was like, oh, get those arms out. Love it. Comes out with a guitar for some reason. Like, what is it? The, referee...
Enforcer.
Yeah, that's it. So he's literally just ringside in a singlet. And I'm just
essentially a 3-on-1 handicap.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. I didn't think too much of it.
So
what's a B team?
Elias kind of hung out at the side, didn't really do anything of note. There was a point where Roman did have the pin on one of them, and then Elias did pull the
referee out of the ring, yeah, which
it caused a bit of kerfuffle there.
Yeah,
but Roman did win with a pin on Axel, and that's what I need to know about because it really fucking
it was really lackluster.
Like,
there
it was just
like
that's
somewhere.
Who are two people that Roman can mush and still try to tell a story with Elias?
B team.
Sure. With the Firefly Funhouse, again, literally the same clip as Raw.
Yes.
I'll touch upon that again. Then we did get, essentially was the main event of the night, which was Mustafa Ali and Finn Balor versus Randy Orton and Andrade. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
It was alright. I don't know. It's that whole I guess preview of the ladder match because we do find out obviously who's involved in it. I was just a bit meh. I don't know. I just save it for the pay-per-view.
Andrade came out when he came out. He had Zelina unleash like a bit of a promo on him. Like,
I thought you were gonna say a bit of boobies.
She did. She had
really
mad
nice.
boob out.
It was really nice.
Very nice shirt.
Yeah, she's a very attractive young lady.
Yeah, she's indeed.
Yeah. Go clap. Andrade said some
Says, I don't respect anyone in the ring.
Spanglish.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't say F, so it's like Hin Balor.
Hin Balor.
Yeah.
That makes it more French.
Yeah.
But it's this weird setup of it's just I know it's his accent and it's real, but it doesn't sound real.
Yeah, it sounds very
It sounds like the voice you'd make if you're mocking someone.
Yeah, he sounds like when a young modern Spanish guy is making fun of their traditional Spanish parents, and they're like, no, you come here, that very mimicked, mocked Hispanic voice. But it's just Andrade, poor guy. He's just got that accent.
I know why he has Zelina.
But yeah,
but because he doesn't have to talk. His fucking wrestles awesome.
Yeah, exactly it. But yeah, he's a great competitor. Obviously, very interesting match. Finn and Ali do have some really good chemistry together as competitors. They do this really cool, they both jump out onto their competitors. I'm pretty sure
double suicide dive.
Yeah, double suicide dive. Ali takes Randy out into the announce table, which is awesome. Yeah, and I do believe, was it Finn got the pin on Andrade?
No,
Ali did.
Ali gets a 430 on Andrade.
Yep, because Finn does something else.
Finn sets it up.
Yeah, Finn sets it up, and then he gives Ali that win. And then Randy does come in and just RKO's Finn, and then Ali just takes out Randy, and it's all a good little bit of doozing up.
And if anything, it is truly showing what I think Finn is there to do. He's there to help push. He's there to help someone up.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing, right? Like this in this match in particular, he's there to not. He's not in this match to win. He's there to go Ali.
Yes.
Which is fine. That's fucking awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
As much as I'd rather he have an Intercontinental Championship match, even against the likes of Andrade or something.
Yeah.
Which we probably might see in the future, but
which would be cool.
I understand.
Yeah. But no, that was really cool. It was a bit of fun. Yeah. They're really good competitors, so.
And then we get confirmation of the remaining 2 women that will be joining the Money in the Bank match.
We do.
Ember Moon. Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah.
And Carmella.
Mella is mine.
That means literally 4 of the 8, half of. Sorry, in terms of like everyone that's been there, 4, a good fucking hunk of them have already competed. So it really narrows that window.
Yes.
So, what I was saying before with the likes of Bayley coming in and cashing on Charlotte, I think that could happen with either Ember or Bayley. I think they are the 2 to beat here, and I think they are the 2 with the shot.
Yes.
I do want Bayley to sort of go a little heely.
Yeah.
And I do think by seeing her by her stealing the belt off Becky, that puts her in a heely spot.
Yeah, which would be cool.
Because although there is mutual respect between her and Becky right now,
there's already a bit of a hate about her.
There's something like she's pissed.
Yeah.
She's come across. She's been split from Sasha. Sasha, isn't fucking around. Like she's just not here.
Yeah.
Like she's just not there. She had a tantrum and pissed off, leaving Bayley in the lurch, leaving Bayley to get punished on Sasha's behalf.
Because of it, yeah.
I would
Which
be
seems to
pissed
be a common
too.
trend. Like Bayley's constantly getting screwed over by Sasha.
Exactly.
She would be mad.
Exactly. It's like it's nothing
I'd be
new
mad.
for Sasha to be that piece of shit.
Yeah.
Corey says it all the time. I thought he was just talking smack, but we've seen it literally firsthand here.
Over and over and over again. Yeah. I would love to see Bayley take it out. I think it's Bayley's time as a single competitor.
She has held the belt before.
Yeah. But I think now is just her time to shine.
And I think for that reason that's cool.
Yeah.
Ember hasn't.
Which would be cool to see.
Which would also be cool to see. But this is why I believe there needs to be, I know I've preached this before, but there needs to be a women's mid-card belt.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Like, I don't care because you've got Intercontinental, you've got
US title,
the US, you've got the North American Championship on NXT.
Yeah.
They can be the fucking South African Championship for all I care.
Yeah,
just
the Women's Cruiserweight Championship or something like that.
Not even the Cruiserweight, just like I don't know what they would call it, but it's just like, brought the mid card Women's Championship brought to you by Subway for all I care.
Yeah.
It can be literally anything, but it needs to exist to help get women from the mid to the upper.
Yes.
And by giving them the belt, it'll give them that legitimacy that needs them that push.
Yeah.
So for any reason, this is a situation that if Bayley, if they were to decide to have Bayley get the Money in the Bank and take that shot at the main card, it can also leave a place for Ember to come in and be the mid card champion.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Like a women's US title or something.
Exactly. Womans.
Yep, the Womans.
Yeah.
US.
Or something. I don't know. I was trying to put US in there, but I didn't go with it.
The Women's Us title.
Yeah. I know. If you've got an idea for the name of the mid-card belt, let me know.
Yeah, give some ideas.
Yeah,
this could be fun.
We
could make something big happen in the WWE.
I like the idea of being brought to you by Subway. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like none of the other belts are brand sponsored.
They're sponsored by... Something's got to be sponsored by someone. They had a match sponsored by that Sonic Red Bull slushy drink. So, come on. Like, if one single match can be sponsored, why can't a belt?
That's true. And Money in the Bank is being delivered by Papa John's.
It is.
I do like that word.
Yeah, delivered.
I did finish the night with the KO show with Xavier Woods. However, Xavier Woods didn't show up. Kevin Owens just yelled at action figures for a little while.
Yeah, which he did grab out a Big E action figure and did tape up a leg. Yeah, which was a bit funny, I think. And then he just pushes over the chair and starts getting KO grumpy.
He pretty much just finished what he would have said if Xavier didn't punch him earlier in the night.
Yeah, exactly. And that's basically what he says. Is like, I'm going to finish what I had to say earlier. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah, it was fun. Because it was continuing what we already saw earlier in the night. Like, it didn't feel like anything pressing.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like...
Bit of a disappointing end to the night.
Bit.
I mean, Kofi did come out. He did stare down a little bit.
Gets
ripped off his
punch
shirt.
punch on.
Yeah,
You know,
bit of a punch on.
And then Kevin Owens got thrown into the announce table. That sort of stuff was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It did end with, Kevin Owens running into the crowd like a big vagine. And,
Vagine.
and just him just going, "Oh, go on, fight me." He's like, "No, my face hurts." And that's where it ended there.
Yeah. Yeah, it did feel a bit like a forced ending, but at the same time, it does get me excited about this heat between Kofi and KO.
Sure.
Kind of. Not yet.
But that does bring us to the end of this episode of SmackDown. What'd you think, son?
I enjoyed it. I think both shows this week were a bit lackluster.
Oh yeah, big time.
I think again, I'd probably only give it the bar. So half a thumb.
I might give it a 1 because the Becky Bailey match was alright.
Yeah.
The announcement of the women was really good. If anything, once again, just showed the difference between women.
3/4, okay.
Yeah. We're only working halves here, but that's cool.
Damn. Half a half.
And the tag,
half.
the big tag match at the end was pretty sweet. It was fun, right in the middle. Give it a 1.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought of this week's episode of SmackDown Live. Comments below, Discords, and all that sort of things. As we do, we always end the show with Dish in the Dirt from Dirt Sheet Dash. Our good friend Dash, who happens to have fingers in all the wrestling pies, comes through with a little sheet, a dirt sheet of his own, filling us with all these details that are coming and that are being talked about around the wrestling biz.
We have missed out for the past 2 weeks. So
he has come back with some biggies. Now we'll let you know all 3 of these are AEW related, and the reason being AEW's Double or Nothing is this month.
Yes.
So the hype is getting real.
Woo-hoo.
Shit's getting excited.
Bring it on.
Dean Ambrose could be AEW.
Yes.
So Dean Ambrose recently released a video teaser on his Twitter under his John Moxley moniker, which is the name he went around the independent scene. Yes. Fans have been speculating about Moxley joining All Elite Wrestling, and here are some clues that are getting around.
I saw that.
The Double or Nothing pay-per-view is in Las Vegas, and it's obviously very gambling themed.
Yes.
And Moxley lives in
Las
Vegas. Cody Rhodes also liked the tweet.
And
that featured the video. AEW is reportedly looking to have a few big debuts at the pay-per-view. At 1 minute and this is how deep Dash is going here. At 1 minute and 16 in the video, Moxley was walking by a pair of dice in front of Hollywood's Viper Room. The dice shown are 2 and 5, and the date for Double or Nothing is May 25th.
Wow.
We should also mention that in that video, we'll call him Dean because that's how we know him. Dean is escaping from what feels like in a prison or an asylum. And he's being chased by not just a regular dog.
He's escaping from the lunatic fringe.
Yeah, he's escaping from, not just from a dog, a big dog.
Big dog.
Yeah, he's getting away from the big dog. In his final WWE interview, Moxley said that he was taking his chips and cashing in, which could have been a casino reference to Double or Nothing in Las Vegas.
I'm getting so excited.
When Moxley's WWE contract expired, there is no non-compete clause, and he is free to appear wherever he wants.
Yes.
Because rather than quitting, it expired. So apparently
yes.
there's a bit of grey area there which allows them to, just sort of go off and do whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah.
Dean Ambrose, AEW, what do you think?
I am excited. I'm already excited about this AEW, this whole thing. I know we're looking at covering it, which will be super freaking excited. And this is just getting me more and more and more hyped. Mm-hmm. It just keeps getting better and better. And I would, I know that some of the things that being speculated may not happen, but I'm so excited to see what they bring out because they're going to bring out a lot.
And it's exciting because it is a name that's bringing in some pull.
Yes.
Like, of course, the AEW does have like the likes of Jericho and Kenny Omega. Yes. So they already do have big names here, right? So having Dean Ambrose won't magically jump it above everybody else.
Yeah. But I think it's good for him. I think it's good for Dean.
At the moment in time, AEW doesn't have a TV show. And even if they did, it's probably not going to be until October. Mm-hmm. So there's theoretically less dates. Mm-hmm. Which means for that reason he could still
build up more excitement.
He could still do the show and then also go hang out with Renee because Renee, his wife, is on tour with WWE.
Yes.
So at least there might be some points where he can just go and hang out with her, which
be with his wifey.
Good.
Yeah.
Next, Goldberg returning to WWE rules out AEW.
Ooh.
WWE will host an event in the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia on Friday, June the 7th.
Yes.
The event will feature WWE superstars Roman Reigns, Undertaker, Kofi Kingston, Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, Goldberg,
Yes.
AJ Styles, and Brock Lesnar.
Interesting.
There's a bit more to go about that because apparently Brock Lesnar has noted that he is retired from UFC this week.
Yes, I did see that.
And it will streamline on WWE Network, of course. This will now rule out our previous contract speculations around Goldberg appearing at AEW's Double or Nothing.
Yes.
And finally, CM Punk is not AEW.
I didn't think
The
so.
website for MMA promotion Cage Fury Fighting Championships has announced that CM Punk will be back at the commentary table on May 25th for their CFFC 75 event in Coachella, California. This could very well rule out a surprise appearance at Double or Nothing, since both events will be happening around the same time in the evening. However, Coachella is only about 258 miles from Las Vegas.
It is.
And there is the possibility that Punk could be flown into Vegas at the last minute. And as we have seen CM Punk return
He
to
did.
a ring recently in the independent scene.
He was very disguised, but there were pointers to point towards him. I.e., he'd done some photos and signings in a jumper earlier that night,
Same jumper in the ring, yep.
Same jumper in the ring, just a mask on. So that's very interesting.
So once again, because in terms of what Dash has heard about the towns at the time, like it was CM Punk, of course, was in talks because everybody wants CM Punk.
Yeah, everybody wants. Even the WWE, they were chanting it this week at Shane McMahon.
They
CM
chant all
Punk.
the time.
I know.
But
they want it.
The thing, last I heard as well, that they threw a ton of money at him, and he still said no.
Good. They ruined him, but I'm excited. Like I'm really excited. Like CM Punk has always been like a very huge name. He's just done wonders for himself, and I'm really interested to see where this could go for him. I'd love to see him in a bigger name ring again. I'd love to see him wrestling and being notarized again because he was phenomenal. He was great at what he did. The GTS is one of the most freaking cool moves in the world.
And he did have a really shitty run at MMA.
Yes,
so
really bad. He needs retribution.
Similar to Ronda Rousey, you have your losses. Now you come correct that shit. Come work over here.
Yes,
have that moment, and you're all good.
Yes,
I would like to see it.
So would I, very much.
Let us know what you think of this week's dirt sheet, dishing the dirt with Dirt Sheet Dash.
Yes.
In those comments below, Facebook groups, etc. That was the Young and the Wrestlers, the Pop Culture's WWE podcast. You can listen to us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, 9 a.m. on the YouTubes. Join the wrestling conversation on the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/popculturist, Discord channel. Links in the description, as well as other ways you can get in contact with us. You want to show the love of Pop Culture on your body? popculturist.com/shop. We can buy assorted shit with our logos on it. We're also on Twitch at twitch.tv/The Pop Culturist. And if you do listen to us on the likes of iTunes or whatever platform you do listen to us, if there is a possibility to review it, give it some star ratings, please do the same, because for reasons like that is why we're making the new noteworthy. If you do have friends that are wrestling fans, please send them our way. I think James has come to finish the night.
He has.
Breaking back in. And as we mentioned, starting next week, if you do become a Patreon supporter of the Pop Culturist at any level, you'll be able to watch us record this show live. You've got your nice little private link, and you'll be able to come join the wrestling chat. We'll have the chats open so you can talk to us the whole time through, and we'll
address it.
We'll answer your questions as we're going. We can hear about your thoughts on the show. Be a good way to go about it.
Yeah.
But until then, I'm Ryan Betson.
And I'm about to go eat what The Rock was cooking. I'm Jem.
It still smells delicious. There's my son. He's down there. You might not be able to see him. Nope. You can see his head? Nope, you can't. Why is he... It's like 10 o'clock. Why is he still there? See you next week.
Bye.